Well then, ladies and gentlemen, it's the impromptu comedy stylings of The Improv Show!
Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of The Improv Show! Woo! Hooray! We're all here. I'm here. I think everyone else in the studio is.
I'm not.
Oh. Where am I?
Oh no. Well, with me, despite what they may think, is Gareth.
Hello.
Kathy.
Hello.
Mitchell.
Greetings.
Ben.
Hello.
And of course, Mr. Ben Holland.
Hello. Give a man a fish for a day. What do you want from me?
Just more.
Give him a fishing rod and he'll eat for his entire life.
It's the best advice
So
I've ever
says
heard.
Winston Churchill.
Fishing rods are not that good to eat.
That's why it's taken so long.
So, we will kick off today's show with a game of change. This is a game where two people will be in a regular scene, but if I hear something that I don't like that one of them just said, I will say change, and they will have to change what they just said to something I prefer. So can we have a quick example with Kathy, please?
I love going to the shops.
Change.
I love going to visit you.
Change.
I love going to visit your grandmother. That's fine.
So I'm sure you've all got the idea. We are going to kick off now with Mitch and Ben. And can we have an object for them to be disputing?
A gallon of petrol.
You're disputing a gallon of petrol.
Can you believe the price of this petrol? £10 a gallon. Oh,
I can
Cheap.
believe it, yeah.
so cheap. So you going to get in the car or what?
No, I think maybe we ought to go over to that car wash and pay top dollars for that. I like the idea of that. God, it's going to be so shiny. Oh, the sun will reflect in our enemies' eyes.
Change.
The sun will reflect into my eyes, blinding me horribly.
Change.
The sun will probably explode from how awesome it is.
That's all very well and good, Steve, but we don't want the car to actually explode. We just want it to be sharp enough to run through pedestrians on our bank getaway.
I think that we're neglecting the solar cataclysm. That
Change.
I think that we're neglecting the fact that we've run out of antifreeze. So while we're here, maybe pick some up.
Good idea. I'll just go into the petrol thing right after.
I like a well-stocked and
finish this
maintained
cigarette.
car. That's just a fact.
Change.
That's barely even an opinion.
So we're good to go then, yeah?
Should imagine so. Do you want a bit of my Yorkie?
No thanks.
Change.
Do you want a bit of my double-decker? I also have a Boost.
Change.
A Twix.
Change.
A Mars bar.
Change.
A Milky Way.
Change.
Some cream eggs.
I'll take a cream egg, if that's alright.
How many can you fit in your mouth?
I can fit 17. 17 cream eggs in my mouth
Change.
at one time. 54 cream eggs in my mouth at one time.
I've bought 55. Let's beat that record. Wow, this is impressive.
Oh, no.
Don't worry.
I've got to do my mouth stretching.
I brought a funnel.
Change.
Say ah. Say ooh.
Change.
Say ee.
Change.
Say oh.
Change. Change.
I'm choking. Help me.
That's cute.
And scene. And now it's going to be...
Wow.
That's my new favourite scene. That was a roller coaster.
We've got to beat that now.
And
It's
now-
wild from start to finish.
And now it's Kathy and Gareth's turn. And can they be cleaning something?
They're cleaning out a sewage pipe.
There's lots of poo. You're cleaning a sewage pipe.
Matilda, I did not apply for this job. Why am I here with you?
Well,
it's got something to do with the fact of this, what is it? Bring your cousin to work day?
Change.
Bring your sister to work day? You know, I just...
This is
Would it
not
be
what I
nice?
envisaged when you said you worked for the government, Matilda.
Well-
I thought we'd be in some fancy office with the
Well-
post-it notes. You promised me post-it notes,
Well, there's-
Matilda. You promised me all the stationery you had,
Change.
Matilda. You promised me my own office block, Matilda.
Change.
You promised me my own, workers, Matilda. Where are the workers, Matilda? I see no workers here. Just me and you and tunnels of poop.
Well, I never went back on those promises. Did I, Jenny? Look. There's a little cavern over there in the sewers. The rats are running around. They're the workers.
They're not particularly
and look,
helpful.
Post-it notes, pens, tampons, plenty.
You're literally pointing to piles of poop,
Change.
Matilda. You're literally pointing to dead rats, Matilda. They're just everywhere. They're not helping us. They're just dying off. They can't even survive down here, Matilda. I don't know how you've worked here for 10 years.
Well, it's quite easy. The rats are really nice to me.
Change.
The poop just really makes me relax. And it just makes me so happy.
Wait,
when
hold
I'm
on,
down here.
Matilda. You know when you gave me that face mask for Christmas and said it was chocolate and mud?
Yes?
It smells a lot like down here, Matilda.
Well, that's because it wasn't chocolate and mud.
Oh, Matilda.
It was poo, Jenny.
And scene.
Oh no!
There's only one way to win a game, and that's
It was poo,
it's
Jenny.
It's always poo.
It's like scientists have deducted that this is the best possible punchline.
Oh yes. And now
Oh dear.
it's a special little game for Ben called Reductions, where he is going to have 30 seconds to explain the plot of a very complicated film
Good.
that Ben is now thinking of in his head.
Good.
And he has 30 seconds to explain the plot, and then he will have 15 seconds, and then 7 seconds, and then 3 seconds in order to give us the plot of that film. And Ben, can we have a complicated film for him, please?
Ben, have you seen The Matrix?
I have.
Great.
Spoiler alert.
If any of you haven't seen The Matrix and are worried about...
It's been 15 years.
It's
If you
been
haven't
15
seen it,
You
then
really,
you're not going
you really
to see
should have
it.
watched
I
it by
haven't
this
seen
point.
it. Shall I step outside?
If you don't
Next
want to
you'll
know
be
what's
saying,
going
"Oh, what
on,
happens at
Gareth,
the end of
step
Sixth
outside
Sense?"
now.
It's fine, it's fine.
But now, Ben, you have 30 seconds on the clock, and I want you to explain the plot of The Matrix starting now.
So, there's a guy called Mr. Anderson who works a boring job, but he's actually a computer hacker. It's very, very interesting that he has those abilities based on the fact that it was in, 19-something or other. Anyway, so it turns out... Wow, that's half my time. It turns out that, actually, the world isn't real, and it's just robots the whole time that are doing the simulation of Earth, and then there were terrible, terrible sequels, and also he can fly in the end, which is awesome. It's great.
And now you have to give us the whole plot in 15 seconds, starting now.
So, Mr. Anderson, and then, oh, wow, would you look at that? That is half my time. And just the most god-awful sequels you could imagine. And towards the end of it, he flies, and that's awesome.
Well done. You now have 7 seconds, and your time starts now.
Mr. Anderson, that's half my time. Oh, but there's machines, computers. Oh, but that's all of it. Sequels.
Oh, yeah. And now give us the entire plot of the whole Matrix in 3 seconds, starting from now.
Anderson time computer sequel flying.
Yeah!
Can we get a one-word explanation?
Oh, yeah,
of
if
the
you want-
film?
Anderson sequel flying.
There it is. Beautiful.
And now we've got a quick game of Foreign Expert, and it's starring Kathy as a translator and Mitchell as a foreign expert of a subject. But unfortunately, we can't understand what he's saying. That's why we need Kathy to translate for us. Ben, can we have a nationality for Mitchell, please?
Italian.
You're an Italian, and you are a professional expert in...
Camel farming.
Camel farming. You're an Italian camel farmer. You're going to give us a nice big talk about the joys of camel farming, and Kathy will translate.
Allora,
Good afternoon. My first attraction to camels started as a very young age. I had a pet camel at age 3, and I named it Jeremy. Sadly, he died in a train accident. Ever since then, I've dedicated my life to the care of camels. Yes, it's hard work. I do love it. Now, the most important thing to remember when farming camels is to remember the bucket. Yes, the bucket is most important for catching the camel poop and transporting it to the fields. You must make sure the bucket is at least the size of your head. The best way to test the size of the bucket is to put it on your head. But remember, do this before you place the camel poop inside. I learned this the hard way. I hope you all have found this talk informative. I'm going to go cry in a corner now.
Hooray! I found that I've learned a lot about camel farming this day. And we will have more of the improv show after this. Hello and welcome back to the improv show.
Still here.
We're going to kick off the second half with a new game called Parallelodox that I made up on the bus.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which bus?
The Y36.
I've been on that.
the stickiest bus.
Y for yogurt.
Essentially, it's a game about two groups who are linked together through parallel worlds. One group is trying to accomplish a task, and when I say parallelodox, it swaps over to the other group, who are then trying to undo the task that the other has been doing. And this carries on, and they keep going. They're the same characters, they're the same situation, but they're trying to do exactly the opposite of what the other two have just been doing. And this will go back and forth forever, hopefully being hilarious. And if not, we'll never play it again.
Experimentation!
So, the two groups are Kathy and Mitchell and Ben and Gareth. We're going to start with Ben and Gareth. And can we have a task for them to accomplish, please?
Fixing a bathroom leak.
There's a leak in your bathroom. You're trying to fix it. The other two are trying to undo whatever you're doing. So, start the scene.
My socks are soggy, Boris.
Well, I was thinking that maybe we could, just not wear our shoes for once, because, our shoes just trample water all the way through the house otherwise.
Well, I haven't got my shoes on, just socks, but I agree, probably no footwear's the best.
Idea, yes.
I've been trying to drink up the leak, but it's not going so well, and I feel very ill.
Have you tried using a spanner, maybe?
Oh, I have no plumbing skills. I was hoping that's
do
why
you
you
own a spanner?
Well, I've got a toolbox. Would you mind taking a route around?
Right.
Okay, I'm holding on to the leak now.
Okay, right.
Okay, catching the water in my hands. Oh, that's not gone well. My large freakish hands have destroyed it.
Parallelodox.
My large freakish hands have destroyed this pipe. How are we? Well, I guess we might as well leave it. I'm getting,
Hooray!
used...
Use your hands to scoop the water back onto the floor.
Exactly,
That's
I
what
love
I
soggy
love
socks
your
anyway.
soggy
And don't you
socks are
think that it's
brilliant.
giving the carpets in our house a nice, shiny glaze?
Yeah, we'll put away the toolbox. We don't need that.
Yep, we don't need
Just
this anymore.
leave it at the moment.
Become aquatic.
In fact, hammer away at the pipe with your hands to try and release more water onto the floor. That's good. Oh, careful! Don't break anything that we don't want to break.
I can feel it crawling up my shins. This is wonderful.
Parallelodox.
Thankfully, Boris, now that we've taken out the whole system and had a nice bath, I think that it's time that we can start from scratch with this plumbing
absolutely,
system.
Simon. Yes, that's a great
It's a
idea.
great time to learn as any.
Yes, have you? I've got a book on plumbing just out the back. Let's have a look.
Marvellous.
Right. That's what a spanner is. That's what a spanner is.
excellent. Oh, I've stubbed my toe on it.
I've
That's
been
horrible.
getting it confused with a pencil for all these years. Oh well.
No
right.
wonder you've not been employed as a plumber for these past decades.
Right, that's that one pipe back in place where it's supposed to be.
Rip
Parallelodox.
the pipe out! Rip it right out again! And destroy that book! Let's undo our education immediately!
Yes, indeed.
Who
These
wants to
instructions are
learn
in
these
French.
things? These are
I can't
hilarious.
learn French.
Throw them out the window!
Whoa.
Don't read! Don't
Parallelodox.
Okay, I'm going to go outside now because I've just realised that the resale value on that book is phenomenal. So I'm just going to fetch it from the garden.
I'm glad you opened the window because it's nice and cool
It's
in
a first
here now.
edition. It's signed by the author.
Parallelodox.
Close the
Signed by
window!
the
Want
author, but
heat
covered
and
in
water. We want humidity and flooding. Brilliant!
Yes, let's make it a sauna in, here.
fact,
We
in
need some
fact,
scenic
right,
rocks.
Just destroy the floor as well, and then we can have a waterfall down to the
Absolutely.
second
Who needs to
floor.
walk on things anyway?
We don't. We can just fall straight through, but like a
Absolutely.
wonderful water slide. Just destroy
Like a
it.
waterfall in
Hammer
our own
away.
home. How
Brilliant. We now have
lovely.
a hole in the floor. This is beautiful. Keep going. That's great.
Parallelodox.
I feel that this water isn't particularly nice to stand in. I'm very cold at the moment, and there are leeches in it.
Well, yes, you've seen
That's probably what caused the leak.
We've now ruined my
Pipe leeches.
my grandma's bedroom downstairs. She's swimming.
I didn't know
for
she
the
was
first
staying
time in
with you.
years.
Oh wow, she's
Like,
up and about.
She's been bedbound, but now she can swim again. That's great.
Look at her glubbing around,
Oh,
doing
yes.
that silly little water
You know-
dance. Oh, she's drowning.
Now we managed to get out
That
of
is
bed.
drowning. That's
Finally.
what drowning looks like.
She's been draining me of finance for years, but now we've finally got rid of her.
Parallelodox.
Phenomenal.
We have to help my grandmother. Oh
She's
my
going to
God.
be fine, look.
No. We
Her
have to
hair
help
is
her.
still dry.
Help her out.
Her entire head
Help
is still
my
dry.
grandmother
That's
out
just
of
what
the
grandmothers do.
water.
It's going to be fine. She's going to be okay. She's already wearing a bathing suit.
Well, I'll open the door and she can just fly out into the
Okay,
into the
well,
pool of water.
in
Bye,
which case-
grandmother. Bye.
Can I just hammer open the door because I don't think I'm going to be able to.
Sure, go ahead.
Fight
Go
the
ahead.
water
We'll
pressure.
just destroy this whole house. Why don't we? Oh, beautiful.
Grandma.
Bye.
This is a great idea. Now we can get DIY SOSs, and we can get that guy from the TV to come and meet me finally.
That's fantastic. And you can seduce him.
I can
You're going to be a
seduce him.
celebrity wag.
I'm gonna be a
This is
celebrity
amazing,
wag.
Boris.
This is the greatest plan I've ever had.
Hey.
What's that guy's name? From DIY SOS.
I don't know. No.
You're the only person who watches it.
Yeah.
Countrywide.
Oh well.
Well, I'm happy with the way that went.
It's all right.
yeah.
I enjoyed
I think
it.
that was a resounding victory to the undoing dimension.
yeah.
Destroy everything.
And now we're going to play a game called Magazines. In this game, Kathy will be flicking through a magazine while Gareth tells us a wonderful
Hello.
story.
I can't promise wonderful, but I can tell a story.
Delightful, wonderful story. And occasionally, Kathy will come in with something she's just read in the magazine, and Gareth will have to incorporate it in the story as though he actually said it. Can we have a quick example, please?
Once upon a time, there was a man walking down the street, and all
magazine.
of a sudden,
Barking.
came from every direction. The dogs were onto him.
And you get the idea. So, can we have a title of a story we'd like to hear from Gareth, please, Ben?
Marge and her magic bag.
The story is Marge and her magic bag. Off you go.
This is the story of Marge and her magic bag. One day, Marge was just doing her hair, just having a wonderful time doing her makeup and feeling generally happy. And then she thought, you know what I need? I need a new handbag.
Magazine.
An irresistible blend of butter.
Yes, exactly. An irresistible blend of butter, she thought. So, of course, she headed off to the local anchor factory where they had started making butter handbags.
Magazine.
One bike can never be enough.
Is what she thought, so she tried to ride 2 bikes in order to get to the anchor factory. When she finally arrived, she jumped them off them and...
Magazine.
Festival pizza.
She thought, maybe Anne could do festival pizza too, because I'm feeling rather peckish after trying to ride 2 bikes at the same time. So, in she went into the anchor factory and said to the man behind the counter, "Excuse me, do you mind if I have some festival pizza?" The man looked at him worriedly and said,
Magazine.
Not every deal is right for you.
"Why do you sound like you're reading my horoscopes?" she said. Surely I can just have whatever deal I want. Please." Marge got very angry at this remark that the man had said to him.
Magazine.
Latch on to more success.
And so she did. She went over to all of the medals that Anchor had won over the years and decided to steal them all in compensation for the horrible behaviour that the man at the counter had gave her. She decided to run away with the medal, which was the best cow advert in existence. This was from 2005, before the Muller advert where the cow ran across the beach. But Anchor was still proud of this award. And thus, when Marge stole it, there was a great uproar.
Magazine.
Morrison's boss steps down.
This were the repercussions from Marge stealing from Anchor. Anchor had just got into recession because of the problems.
Magazine.
The UK's largest retailer of used touring caravans.
They also went down. The entire world plummeted into recession.
Magazine.
Healthy female volunteers.
They rose up to save the day. They stepped forward giving people soup. The people that were now living on the streets. It was well known that now Boris Johnson and Alan Sugar were living and could only live off leek and potato soup. The tears that formed on their face, whilst Alan Sugar swore at every person that went past.
Magazine.
It was horrible.
Floodgates about to open.
And they did. Everyone in recession, all of the rich people, drowned.
That got pretty intense, you guys!
These children's stories. Ladybird have...
I never promised a children's story.
I think Ladybird have started to get in a political agenda.
Yeah. They give that story to the illustrator and he's like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Quentin Blake
Alan
sitting
Sugar
there
there in his
screaming.
rags.
Enjoyable. I think we're going to have a quick game of first line, last line before we go to the last song.
Brilliant.
Yes, we are. First line, last line. This is a game where everyone in the studio can take part. Someone says a line, you hear the line, you like it, join in with a new scene. Say that line. That's basically the ride of it. Can we have an object for Kathy to start, please?
A duck's bill.
It's fallen off again, Gerald.
Well, it's kind of your fault because your costume for the fancy dress party it just hasn't got any string on it. It's not going to hold itself together. You haven't
Gerald,
really
you
taken much
promised
attention to this.
We could be sexy ducks together.
We
All my
could be
friends-
sexy ducks together.
I've always dreamed of it, but alas, I am but a goose.
No, it's not what's on the outside that counts. It's what's on the inside. And inside, you will always be a duck to me.
Inside, you will always be a duck to me, and we can take over the world in the duck revolution.
Wah.
Yes, words of wisdom once again.
Words of wisdom once again, David. I think that your advice on how to get rid of unwanted parents is marvellous.
Well, I've had a lot of experience, you know.
With
I've had a lot of experience, you know.
Really? What about that chick down